get the link free real quick. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Life is Chaotic, and we are back with another dope ass interview. Season 4, episode 1. We got a dope ass musician lined up right here. Your meeting has freezed. Aw, man, what happened? Why did my meeting freeze? Alright, just give me a second. I'll try to get this. Always something when we go live. I swear. You there, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, alright. Trying to find. Are you video?
One sec, I'm about to.
Okay.
Oh shit, I gotta change that setting real quick. That's going to my OBS.
Look, I told you, every time I go live, there's always something.
Yup, I know the feeling.
Stupid Zoom, man. Maybe he's gonna call me back. We got an interview going, so as soon as homie comes back, we will get into the questions and segments I got lined up to ask him. All right. That should be good. I'll do a mic check real quick.
Yeah.
All right, I'll turn you
testing,
down.
Testing, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn you down a little. All right, that should be good.
We just gonna do it from here then?
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, cause Zoom,
I was like, what the fuck, dude? It just booted me. You just started talking and fucking,
I think it's
like,
because
okay.
it was the workplace version, so it's got a time, and it didn't even like. We were on an hour though. That's right. So yeah, it's probably an hour time limit that they have on it.
Hell yeah. Ain't gotta worry about that with Messenger, thank God.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro. Let the chat know who you are.
I'm HiZe. I'm from Morenci, Michigan. It's a town of 2,000 people that really you shouldn't know. But I've done hip hop for 20 years. I've been in bands. I've done just a little bit of everything. Had a lot of cool accomplishments over time, and trying to get back to where I once was with that type of stuff. Got a new album dropping on Christmas.
Hell yeah.
And yeah,
Backroads
and Bad Habits, more of a folk EP.
We always need new Christmas music. I get tired of the old stuff. This Christina Aguilera, Mariah Carey. You know, it's just, man, you can only. It's good like hearing it once or twice, but.
Right, it's a different style of like Christmas music though, cause I get like the holiday blues.
Okay.
Like I got like most of my grandparents are gone and stuff, and then I'm a single parent on top of it, so you're kind of weighing everything. And so I was like, dude, there's somebody out there feeling this way, so like I want to create something that they could feel.
Sure, I'm right there with you.
You're not alone, you know.
Yeah, I have I don't know, just I guess estranged family that a lot of different situations and things have led us to become astray. And so the holidays are mainly just me, my wife, and son. And then we'll go to her mom's, and they've basically taken me in as one of the family members, which has been really dope and awesome and made it feel better. But it's definitely hard not being able to see my own family, you know, and it's just like, I love your family, but it's just not mine. Like, it's not the same. It's not who I grew up with. It's not, hey, remember that time? You guys are talking about, hey, remember that time? But I want to remember that time.
Right. No, I feel you. I feel you completely. It's in the holidays. It's like amplified almost.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I definitely.
and see, my family was, I guess, well off, you could say, with my aunt. She was a psychologist, and so we were always going with timeshares, and it's a Mormon thing. I was raised Mormon. Glad to have broke out of that, but it was quite interesting. Park City, Vegas, Disneyland for Christmas. You know, every other year we would go somewhere, and it was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. But in the same instance, it kind of warped my reality to realize that that's not a thing that anybody and everybody does. And yeah, so when did you get start as an artist? When did you start doing music?
2006. I was 14 years old. I basically took on being an artist and a promoter at the same time. So I was like, a 14, 15-year-old throwing bar shows, and I had to have my parents present and stuff because they were like, no, we can't let you in here without that. It's like,
yeah.
Like, people would come to me as a promoter, though. They're like, wow, I'm dealing with like a 15-year-old kid, but I knew what the hell I was doing, so I had good guidance and all that. But yeah, I started out in 2006. By 2008, I had probably 20 shows under my belt.
Damn.
Just kind of took off from there, and it was just love.
And where are you located? You said Massachusetts?
I'm an old-timer. Morenci, Michigan. We're right on the Ohio border.
Okay. Is there a
Michigan.
Is there a big rap hip hop scene up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Tucson, Arizona.
It's okay.
I think we're lagging.
See,
right
like
now,
in Morenci, no. We might be. Can you hear me right now?
I can hear you. It's just got a little delay. So what we'll do is, like, anytime I ask a question, I'm gonna wait for you to respond before I ask something else, and then vice versa. Just give it like 2-3 seconds.
Okay, that works.
Just so we don't overlap each other and we're not stopping like that all the time. You were saying about the hip hop scene. It's pretty big up there.
Kind of like the bigger cities there is. In Morenci, I like doing the whole, like, I'm the best rapper in my city because I'm the only one here. But, yeah, it's kind of funny because you, like, post that shit online and people are like, this dude's cockier than fuck.
No, like, yeah, they get mad as hell. Hell yeah, but they don't understand that. Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So, like, the music scene here is kind of popping, but you really got to go to, like, the big cities to get, like, I don't know, like, we kind of spoke pre-show about like performing for artists type shit. Okay. And that's a lot of the shows here, like, mostly just artists type. I'm not saying there aren't fans here, but like, you want to go to the bigger cities to actually get.
Nah, yeah. When I lived in Great Falls, Montana, it was a lot like that. It was like the clubs would be playing a lot of like just country, classical rock and stuff. And if you wanted to do a rap atmosphere type thing, it was going to a festival that was organized that happens once a year type thing, you know, Rock at the Rivers, that's in the middle of nowhere where these three roads meet. But it's such a big festival that 90% of the people are coming from California. It was really interesting, but yeah, I understand that. Yeah. So what?
Yep, I started bringing shows here though. That was probably like 2010.
Okay. And you said the population is like 20,000?
2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
We got 2 stoplights. It's a 2 stoplight town. Yeah.
Wow, that reminds me a lot like Provo, the town I was born close to when I was a kid in Utah. It's like literally a Burger King.
Right.
At a gas station, that was it. Like everybody literally knows each other because you have to talk to each other. Like it's not a choice.
Yep. Yep, and that's like us. We got a Subway, we got 2 gas stations, 2 barber shops, and weed. A lot of weed.
No. See, weed's a big thing up there or what?
Yeah, it's basically legalized in Michigan. Like you can go to the store and like buy it, and
yeah, same here.
As much as you want, really.
Well, like at a gas station or what?
No, not so much gas stations. I've never seen it in a gas station, but I know they sell like the what you call them? I can't even think of the name of it right now.
CBD.
Well, you can get CBD and like that kratom and all that shit, but
yeah.
Not weed. Like you can get bowls. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, okay. Bowls. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
I remember coming up, man. You couldn't do none of that. Like that was looked down on so much.
Oh no, yeah, I remember first starting off with my brother at the age, I think I was like 10, he was 11. You know, using tinfoil or an apple to get a pipe because you didn't want to have a pipe that your parents could find. So you wanted something disposable that you throw away. So it was just using whatever you could get at the time, you know, and probably wasn't the best thing to be smoking out of aluminum foil for the lungs, but it did what we did, you know.
Yeah, poking the hole in the can. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man, the can. Well, and like we talk about the potency of how non-existent just it was back then, and how much you had to smoke to even get a little buzz, depending on what you were getting, you know. And like where I'm from, we had 3 different levels. You know, you had stress, which was dirt, garbage, bricked. Right. You had medium, which was bomb. You know, it was better. It smoked good, but it still gets stems here and there or a seed. And then you had hydro or dro or premium, you know. And I come here to Tucson, Arizona in 2011, and they got what's called Mersh. And I'm just like, Mersh? Like commercial? Yeah. Why? Well, because it's bricked, but it's good and it's able to be sold like commercially. Okay.
Right.
And so when you bought it, you got 2 fingers worth, but you had to give the dealer a finder's fee. And it was like you would give him an 1/8 back. And it was like, what? But it was what you did, and everybody did it. So it was like, okay, whatever. You got so much compared to what you got in Fresno for the same price. It was just like, okay. You know, because in Fresno, for a 20, you get a gram and a half, maybe 2 grams. You know, even stress. That's what you're getting. Here it was like a half a zip, like 8 grams, 9 grams. It was a good amount. It was like, what? And maybe not doing my math right there, but you know. Anyways, we're getting off topic there. So what's your favorite genre? I know you said you're not tied to one as an artist. You know, you like to do a wide variety of things, but what made you want to become an artist, a musician?
I don't know. I had attitude problems really bad when I was in middle school. Like between elementary and middle school, I had like terrible, like, I don't know. I was just mad at the world. Like now, like if I were to meet that person now, like I'm like one of the nicest guys, I think. Like I try to be kind to everybody, but I had to go to counseling for that in middle school. I think 6th grade. And basically the counselor's like, you got to find an outlet. Like you got so much like anger inside of you. You need to find something, whether it's art, a sport, because I wasn't motivated. Like I played ball and stuff, but I wasn't I wasn't one to exceed expectations in that. It wasn't a love of mine. So like I started writing poetry, and then I met this dude named Ritz. Ironically, it's not the Ritz that you know, but he was from Adrian, Michigan, and he's like, here, dude, try to write a song. Like I write music myself. I'll show you what to do. It sounds like you would have a voice for it. So I did, and that's just from there, man. It's yeah. And then like hip hop's always been my love. It's been my number one. I just like doing other stuff though, because I grew up on a whole bunch of different shit, like everything from like George Jones and Waylon Jennings to Tupac and Two Live Crew to Young MC. Like I had the Eminem stage, I had the Nu Metal stage with like Limp Bizkit and Korn, and so like there's so many different things that was brain food to me as a kid. So it's like I want to try as much as I can do, because now I'm starting to see the lanes and I'm decent at them, you know. So why not?
That's, bro. Like I'm not trying to be serendipitous or anything, but like a lot of that stories you say applies to like me. I was raised country. My dad was like hugely in like Garth Brooks, you know, all the old school 80s rock type stuff, you know, Metallica, Van Halen, all that stuff. And then my older sister came into the picture. They were in a different relationship than my mom, and so she was really into a lot of stuff, drugs, gangs, everything, and was listening to rap and was hugely into that. And so she comes into the picture, introduces me to Brother Lynch, you know, Tech Nine, Master P, TRU, True, like all these cats. I didn't, only rap album I could remember hearing before that point was like the Space Jam album, Hit 'em High, Hit 'em Low by Wu-Tang. You know, and I remember repeating that shit because I just thought it was just so dope and different than the music I was used to being able to listen to. And then, so there was a period of time, like you said, I was acting up at school, going to counseling, anger management, and I got all my rap taken away. I could only listen to certain type of like 70s, 80s type of old jams, or like country or 80s rock. That was it. I couldn't listen to anything that had vulgarities, rap, all that shit. And then, so at that time, my mom and dad had got divorced. And so when I'd go see my mom, she would sneak me CDs. She would buy me the Eminem CDs. She would, hey, let me hear you rap. You know, I remember going to Table Mountain one time when she was a security there, and we're sitting at dinner, and she's, let me hear you rap. Oh my God, you know, I just haven't got an opportunity. And I wasn't, I can admit, I was not good in the beginning. I had to really work on my music. It was just like football. I was not just automatically talented. I had to do a lot to just learn, wrap my head around stuff, because I was always angry, like you said. You know, my dad was very abusive, always taught me, dealt with things with your fists instead of actually talking, and emotion was not to be applied, not to be said, no, that was a no-no. And so when it came to actually using your brain with stuff, at that point, I don't understand that. And so, that's really cool, bro. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was one of those things with like sports, because like when I got into hip hop, you were probably around during that age also. Like white people being in hip hop was a crazy thing. It was a crazy fucking thing.
I would get told by people of color, you know, I'm not trying to be negative or derogatory or anything, but like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Stop. Like, this is not your music. And I'd be like, what? It is music. I listen to country. I listen to rock. I listen to rap. Like, why does it matter to you? Like,
that's the same way my teachers were that way. Like the other kids, like, and I grew up in a primarily white town, but they were on that shit. Why are you doing that? Why you wear clothes like that? Why? Just let me be me. Like, I'm not sitting here judging you for wearing Aeropostale, fuckboy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like a lot of people view it as like you're trying to be a certain way, because again, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. But it was at that time, nobody understood. It's just like, it's music. It does not matter what color, race, designation, hood, anything. Like, one of my favorite rappers is Watsky, you know, and he's like a conscious rapper, you know, he uses very, very highbrow type humor in this shit. And you got to really know the context to understand what he's saying. So therefore, you got to try to listen to all his music to get the understanding to what this song means, because it applies to this song. And I love that type of thing. But then you got Tyler, the Creator, that's a lot the same way.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a lot of variancy, creativity in his shit. And you can listen to it at the forefront and just be like, oh, what the hell is this? I don't understand it. But when you really dive into it, there's emotion like a motherfucker in that shit. That's like my favorite thing. Like finding artists that aren't afraid to just spill everything out.
Well, beyond that, like albums now. Albums, like, I'm not bashing on like the new school guys. Like, I don't listen to a lot of new hip hop, I'll be honest with you. I really don't. But I used to like when albums used to tell a story front to back, or like you had to listen to the album, you know, 3, 4, 5 times to like get
I was gonna say that
like,
about
how
yours.
did I not get that?
I was checking your
last
stuff out
listen
before the
type shit.
show yesterday and today, and I noticed you had skits on there with your son and shit. And see, I've done that. There's a couple of my albums and I get away from it because I forget about the whole plan your album out and really like write down what you're gonna do or type it out so that you stick to the same type of structure, you know, thing. And yeah, I've done that too, and it is dope because it gets your fans to like feel like they're involved in listening to a point in your life, a segment, you know, a movie essentially, a little short. That's awesome.
Right. Yup.
All right, so
gotta be that way.
we get into a couple questions. I'm gonna say to the chat, the fans out there, if you got any questions for homie right here, go ahead and drop them, and at some point in the video we will bring those up and he'll answer them for you. All right, first question: is it okay for rappers to be lip syncing, to have basically their song playing for them in the background while they're performing?
Now, while I do this on some of like my new tracks, so I'm not going to judge anybody by it. Like, if that's you, that's you. There's a whole ass lane and respect for people who don't have a backtrack to their shit though. I respect the living fuck out of that. I'll be honest, because a lot of people aren't doing it. The thing with me, what I like to do is I like to add like my important words to my live track. Like if I have like something that I want to hit, like a line that, you know, I may not run out of breath. Like I'll go through the line, but it just hits a little bit more when you have that, but have it a little bit turned down. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about me though, is like I'm one of those like to each his own sort of when it comes to that. Cause I've just seen like I said, it's more of a respectable thing to not have it. But if you do it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be one to shit on you about it, but it's just like, you know, I'm gonna respect the dude without the one more a little bit for the live performance and actually practicing up and all that good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so where I'm from, it's viewed as like Villy Manilly type shit. Like, it's a no-no. Like, it's just...
Oh, and there's the thing that I can't do, and this happens a lot here, is those rappers who literally don't even try rapping their song over it. Like, they'll say like the last 2 words of a line and then just let the beat play and shit.
Like, they're out in the crowd, they're out, hey, yo, sing the song for me, you know, and they're not actually... You can tell they're not putting in no work. Shit. They don't do no effort with it. You know, see what I do is I leave an underlayer. I'll take the ad libs, or I'll take, because usually when I record, I'll do 3 tracks. I'll do the main track, I do a second track, and then I do ad libs. And so I'll leave the second one, but turn it down so that I can hear it. Everybody yells if they can. It's very, very low, but it's so. In case something happens, I get distracted, I lose my breath, I cough.
The sound,
you never know what the sound quality at the place you're at. You never know. Yep. And a lot of reverb or a lot of echo because of nothing on the walls or there's no carpet will cause you to. Whoa, hold on! It sounds like the dude's back there mixing my track. I gotta catch back up to it or something. And so there are points in times where like I've had to stop and then get back in the track. And what I used to initially do, because I wasn't good enough to be able to do that, I would just end up freestyling after that. Because to get back onto the track would take me 5 seconds, and that's a whole 5 seconds that I'd be quiet. I hated that. So I
Yeah.
would fill it in, but now I realize that's an opportunity. You could also make the crowd realize you're a human. You could have fun
Yeah.
with it and just, oh, my bad, guys. All right. Anyways, let's get back into this. You got to have character, and you
Yeah.
can tell when an artist is nervous versus, because everybody gets nervous. And it's, anxiety of whether they have confidence in themselves, I feel like. And practicing, working on it in front of other people, it's hard for me. I'll be honest I try to get people to listen to my stuff all the time. For example, me and you, we were chopping up last night one of my songs.
Yeah.
A lot of the times to do stuff live and then like, hey, I need you to come watch my live, please, because I'm trying to see if I'm okay on this. Like, it's been hard for me. And so to practice a live performance show, you get essentially get into the mirror, or you got to take your phone and, set it up and record yourself, go back, listen. Oh, okay, yeah, that sounded good. Oh, wait, no, that part, I want to redo that. But that's practice. That's literally what being an artist is. And a lot of people, I feel like depression causes contemplacency. And when you're when you're sitting there thinking, when you're just contemplating, you don't know what to do rather than doing, that's because you're depressed. And action, doing things causes positivity to come along. So that's been like best thing as an artist for myself to get me past confidence. Anxiety.
Yeah, like one of my big things that people notice though is like I'm a quiet dude. Like I'm one you're gonna have to talk to get me to talk, and it's not out of like cockiness or nothing. I just got fucking social anxiety, man. Like I went through a stage where I was drinking like a motherfucker, and I think it like damaged my brain or something. You know what I'm saying? In my 20s, and I just don't like talking to people first. I'm not one to say hi first. I suck at that shit, and it's not like intentional. But like I get up on stage, Joe, and like I got that mindset of like, motherfucker, I'm the fucking. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan of this shit. Like, you guys are going to respect me because I'm going to look you in your eye and you're going to feel these fucking lyrics. Like, that's
see, and I had a boy
like
tell me
Superman.
one time was like, if you can't feel your own lyrics, how do you feel or expect everybody else to feel them?
Exactly.
So literally, you should be telling the story or rapping like you're the audience, like you're out there. And would you be out there and be like, oh, damn, let me hear this shit. Or are you going to be like, I ain't going to smoke a cigarette right now. I got something else to do. So, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. All right. Do you think pay-to-play shows are okay for rappers to do?
Absolutely not. This is something that it's a cancer, man. Let's be honest, it's a cancer, and I hate these fucking promoters that are like, well, you got to invest in your craft. You got to invest in your craft. It's like, do you realize there are people literally making songs in their fucking living room, making money because they're investing in their craft. They don't have to pay you to go in front of these people. Like, we got the internet now. It's a little bit different from when I first started. We were fucking slanging CDs. And, hey, check out my CD. And not many people are checking out CDs like that now.
No.
So it's like, why do you want me to pay to play? Like, literally, I could get more done by coming to your event, paying at the door, handing out fucking, my QR code or wherever it may be. I'm not going to do that. I had one show offer. It was for, I'm not going to call out a name or venue or nothing like that because I don't want no bad blood or nothing, but it was ridiculous. It was for NLE Choppa. My music does not fit that whatsoever. I'm sorry. I don't, that would not be a beneficial show for me.
Right.
She comes at me with an offer. She's like, well, it's only $7.50 to open. You get 5 minutes and you're going to share a set with somebody. I'm like, who the fuck am I sharing a set with, bro? Like, what? You're going to put me with somebody whose music don't... Huh?
You're going to take turns with him? Like what the hell?
I don't know how the fuck... I don't know. But there were people buying into that. Like, yeah, man, it's an investment opportunity. I'm like, why don't you go spend some money on, like, Instagram ads? Or just keep creating and putting up on Spotify and getting that algorithm so you don't have to deal with that bullshit. I don't think it should be going on anyway. I'm guilty of paying for one show ever, and I was really young, and it was opening for Chris Webby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this would have been the Blind Pig 2014, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe earlier than that. Fuck. And I mean, I gained fans off the shit, but would I do it again? No. I'm not going to pay you to go do work. Like, this is my craft. I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
It's kind of like features in a way, and like a lot of artists, they feel like if they're at a certain level, I don't know, take example 20,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, that they should be able to charge. And if you're an artist that isn't willing to or able to do that, then you're not serious about that craft. But then in turn, they're helping every single one of their boys, homies that do music, producers, DJs, everybody, to do what they're doing without that payment. And it's like, because you're not one of their homies or their friends, they're not willing to give you a quote unquote handout. But to become one of their friends, you gotta kiss their ass, or I don't know what it is for some of these cats that feel like they're above 90% ounce of the world because they've quote unquote made it in their own city. But you're still a human, yo. And I should be able to come at you and just be like, hey, yo, I'm serious about what I'm trying to do. I got a lot of time, I got a lot of effort, I got a lot of energy, I got a lot of ambition to try to be somewhere where I'm not right now currently. And I think you being at a level of which I'm trying to get to, and maybe more, and not trying to say that you're not able to get there too, but come on, help me be a step.
Do me a solid.
Yeah, you know,
do me a solid.
A lot of cats will use that as a means now to go and do a subliminal diss track about you because you weren't able to come through and pay for the track. And what are you doing? Why are you doing music? You're not really serious. But yet, nah, like, it's interesting, you know. And pay.
That's one of my things. That's one of my things here lately. I haven't had features. Like I really haven't reached out besides like my homies or whatever. Just because you never know when somebody's gonna come at you and be like, well, that's gonna be like $70. It's like, bro, you don't have traction right now to be doing anything like that. Now, if you got like 50, 75K, you know what I'm saying, and you want a little bit for a verse, hell yeah. For me, I charge for verses. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's for my studio time. It's basically like I'm not going to pay to get on your song. I think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I think it's kind of fair.
I feel like it's work. And it's just like an artist, a literal painter, you know, somebody who draws something. You pay them for their time, what it is that they do, their craft, their specialty, their creativity. And, you know, you don't go and say, hey, yo, I'd love you to draw a portrait of me. And then when the person gives you the picture, be like, oh, thank you. Nah, you give them something because they just did that. Well, a caricature when you're out in Frisco or by the pier in Morro Bay or wherever, you know, that's what you do. But because an artist, I don't know what it is. And see, I've learned this about rap that is different about rock and country. Is like, you don't get the same respect. Like, I'm a guitarist. I play guitar. And you could literally be out on the street, on the corner, and people will come up to you. Hey, yo, play me a song. Okay. Okay. Oh, my God. Here. Play me another song. Same exact thing. Oh, my God. Here's another 10. Like, I was out in Mardi Gras one year just because I thought it'd be a good idea. I made like $300-400 out there. But then go and do the same thing with a PA system and you know, I guess it depends. But, you know, it's interesting to me that people treat you differently because you want to be a rap artist versus being a country artist or a rock
straight
artist.
up when I went down. Okay, so I told you I was in a band for a little bit called The Rebellion. It was HiZe and The Rebellion, and like it was a whole different fucking respect from the same promoters like that would book me for rap shows. It was a totally different respect when it was rock.
Like they actually talk to you.
They talked to you like we were fed. We were paid What? Yeah, I'm like, okay, so like
you actually have like beverages for your musician because they get thirsty performing? What?
Yeah, bro, but like in hip hop, they're like, oh no, we don't even have like dollars off at the bar. Like, why? Just because I'm hip hop, bro? What the fuck is that about?
I think I've done one show in the last 3 years where the promoter actually had a tap. And I was just flabbergasted because I was like, what? That's a thing? Like, I've never done a show here. And it'd been like, hey, you can get a drink. Literally just tell the bartender, put it on the tap. And I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
dope. That more promoters should do that, because then it makes the artists feel like they're appreciated. And it's little things. It doesn't even gotta be major big things. And most likely the artist, because he's performing, isn't gonna run that tab up. You do get ones that are bad, no doubt, but generally.
Right. Yeah, but going back to like the pay to play, like the science of it. Think about the science of the pay to play. Like if you're a pay to play promoter watching this right now, I'm not going to hate on you. I'm to each his own, like I said, but that's just how I am. I do my business. I go about my business. But at the same time, think about the science of this shit. You have a 8 artist lineup. All these guys are paying $60 to play. Now, me as an artist, how inclined am I to, especially with no kickback, how inclined am I supposed to be to bring my people and fill your room? And then if I'm not doing that times 8, the other 7 artists on the lineup, how many actual fans are in the crowd? Because I don't know what artist is trying to go to a show just to network. We got the internet for that now.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm
mostly
saying?
why I'm doing shows is to practice being on stage, and also record me being on stage so that I can make content with the videos that I make.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm really there to talk to the other artists. And a lot of these shows, trying to talk to other artists it's interesting.
It is.
And, here
It's
in
that way here,
Tucson, it seems like they got a stick up their ass. They're too.
I think it's a global thing of like the hip hop know-it-all attitude, and I found out like once I got over that in my head, because like I've been around for a while, like I have some accomplishments that I'm fucking proud of, but that was 10 years ago. I don't know it all. There's a reason I'm not there. So why the fuck would I act like it, But we got so many people who just like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that, and that's one.
Well,
of
and then
those
when
pet
you
peeves of
don't
mine.
do it
Somebody
that
tells
way,
me
they
I
feel
need it.
offended, and like you just can't listen. And like, I tried to help you, bro, but you just didn't want to do what I said. And it's like,
Yeah.
nah, like I got this dude telling me this. I got this hater over here telling me this. I got my mom telling me like I should probably try and do this. I got my uncle who has been in the music industry and knows people and is like, yo, you should just start fresh and start a new name. And then I got, it's like,
You can't win.
until you are successful and are making enough money where you are comfortable. It's not even millions. It's not even hundreds of thousands. I would say 40,000, 50,000 a year. Just like a normal 9-to-5 job. Until you are making that and can honestly feel like you got some money in the bank for any type of emergency that comes up. Car breaks down, there's a house fire, apartment fire, whatever it is. You got, I don't know, 15,000 in the bank for any type of emergency. You're not making it. You're still struggling. You're still trying to do everything that you can. And if that's where you're at, anybody else who's trying to get there too is just a benefit and could help. And if we help each other all get to the point to where we're all stars, it'd be a lot brighter.
Right. No, I get that, definitely. But a lot of the mindsets just don't match, or it's just like a matter of like, I used to do the collective thing. Like I used to like being around a whole bunch of artists and shit. And then I just started creating on my own because I ran into some problems of like, this person's only fucking with me for this, and then you don't hear from them type shit. So it's like, you're not going to manipulate your way in and out. Like, I don't do that shit no more. Like, I kind of like, I got the few artists that I work with, and I'm willing to work with other artists and shit, but not like so close, like right away type shit. Just because I've seen so many of those, like, get that venue connect, and then you're public enemy after you cannot contribute towards what they're doing,
I had the same as, I had a group where basically anytime we did anything, a song, wrote something, came up with a graphic, we would all just toss it in this group and be like, all right, what does everybody think? And if it got thumbs up by everybody, all right, we go and post it. If everybody didn't say nothing and just ignored it, oh shit, all right, I might want to go and rework that because it didn't catch their attention. And then I became homeless. I had some BS happen with this chick that I was with. Get out on the street, and one of the members ends up taking over the group, kicks me out of it, and then it just acts like I'm not doing anything to contribute. And it's just like, I'm out here, and I'm trying to do the most that I can to even find the positivity to want to proceed with even thinking about creating, let alone surviving this day with a smile on my face and not being mad at the world and my existence. But all right, you could take advantage of that and say this and say that and make me feel a certain type of way. And think that when I am good, back on my feet, that I'm gonna come and be like, oh, it was just because I was in a position and you decided that you couldn't help me because of, I don't know.
Yep. Nope, I feel that. I've been in so many of those, and then when people are like, I don't know, I see the game a little different now after all that shit. So, like, I don't know, I'm one of those guys that, like, you gotta see shit for what it is. Like, there's some people out there, like, that will say, like, support the local scene, but, like, without saying that and being in that group of people, not saying, like, fuck the local scene, I support the local scene, but, like the people yelling it, like, and preaching the positivity type shit, and like, hey, I'm positive, like, they would not have a fan base without that shit. Like, that's another thing that, like, irks the fuck out of me about.
Say they did it all on their own. It's like nobody in this universe does anything on their own. Like,
right.
From getting the song played to it's just whatever, your wife motivating you to be able to get that song heard, to record it. Like, anything and everything that we do involves other people. But just because they're not literally rapping the song with us or writing the beat or, whatever it is. Yeah. And it's, we all got it. So one of my favorite phrases that I made up is, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about we and everything we do.
Yeah.
And I like that. I've been trying to really, really push that concept, because there was a cat that I met. He was from Africa, and he would talk about how they don't have I or me in their language. They only have we. And when they're talking about themselves, it's capital W, lowercase e. But when they're talking about everybody, it's capital W, capital E. And I always, that stuck with me. And I was just like, that's dope. Never self-indulgent, never thinking about how it benefits yourself, just how it benefits everybody. And because it benefits everybody, it's going to benefit you. It's karma,
Yeah.
All right. So next question. Fake beefs. What do you think?
I hate it. I'm a 90s hip-hop guy. Like, the 90s were the shit, you know what I'm saying? If you're really gonna beef about it. But, like, I don't know. Like, I studied when I seen the MGK and Eminem stuff. That was like 2016, 2017, maybe a little later than that. I can't remember. But I looked up, like, I got really intrigued, because I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, Kells, I kind of came up about the same time as him. I did some shows in Cleveland with him back in the day and shit. Like, he was a cool dude. Okay. I'm not going to claim to know him or talk to him or be best buddies or nothing, but like, it's kind of cool watching the come up. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? He just dropped Binge, which was complete fucking garbage. I'm sorry. If any MGK fans feel a type of way about that, Binge was not good.
I feel like a lot of artists have a bad album. You got
yeah. I'm not discounting him at all. I'm proud of the dude, but like, I heard him drop that, and I couldn't even listen to the album. It was so bad. And then all of a sudden, you got beef with Eminem. And so I'm looking into this shit. If you look in the production credits, they have the same executive producer. So me just being around for a while, I'm like, these motherfuckers planned that shit. That was a money grab. And then all of a sudden, MGK is larger than life type shit. Like, behind the scenes, they're probably shaking hands. Like, thanks, dude. Type shit.
If you really want to dive really deep, you can go into conspiracies and the fact that D12, NWA, groups like that are all organized by the corporatization structure. And for example, I had a boy that was going to sign, I forget who he said it was with, it was one of the major labels, but he had to be a part of this group. Like, it wasn't a solo contract. It was, all right, we're going to sign you, we're going to give you $50K, but you got to go and be a part of these guys. After you do whatever and however long you do it with them, we'll let you go and you can do what you want. But here's your backstory, how you met them, how you guys were all buddies when you were kids and had beefs, and this is why you became rappers, and et cetera, et cetera. Linkin Park.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's a lot of bands that you've seen get torn apart because one of the members dies, but then they just keep going like nothing happened, and then get a chick And it's just like, anyways.
That was so debatable too, man. Everybody's like,
I'm not gonna say
she's
she's bad. There are good songs they've put out with her. It's just interesting to me that Mike didn't just take it over.
Yeah, well,
Mike
beyond
Shinoda.
that, like, imagine like, I don't know, just like a Nirvana without Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
That's not Nirvana no more, bro. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Well, but it's just like a band member, for example, a guitarist being interchanged. You know,
Yeah.
it's still the same music. The band member, that person still gotta play that music that way. It's just gonna be played a little differently on how they do the solos or how they strum the guitar because that
Right.
artist does it that way. You know, and I find
Who
that
was it?
interesting.
Who was it? I read it like a year ago. Molly Hatchet. It used to be like a classic rock group.
Oh,
They had something online, like an article, like their last member, their last actual member passed away, but they're going on tour. So I'm like, honestly, that's kind of a tribute band at that point.
yeah, it is not the
what are we
original
doing?
band.
Yeah, I'm like, why would I want to go see them if there's like literally no original members? That's like, I mean, they're good. I'm sure it's a good show, but like, why would I want to see that? Why don't you call yourself a tribute band at that point? Like, you're just
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know. I know if somebody like were to pick up like, obviously being solo as HiZe and shit, like nobody's gonna pick that up. But like if I had a band behind me and I were to pass away, I would want, you know, some kind of like, hey, you know, we're gonna fall back because he's gone type shit.
It's hard.
Like,
It'd be hard.
Yeah.
You know, if I personally, like, one of the homies that I've done the song with, if, like, one of them passed away, it would be hard for me to want to even do anything with that track. But then you
Yeah.
got, like, cats out here that will, like, put out a whole album after that album, a person dies, and act like they had anything to do with that person before it happened. But all of a sudden, now they've got every single one of this dude's verses that were in his library on his computer somehow, and he's putting out all this music. Who do you think's getting that money? It's not the person in the grave.
yeah, right, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy way.
Well, and back to the fake beef thing is, it's like Jerry Springer. Like, a lot of people don't realize or understand, like, a lot of the episodes on Jerry Springer are essentially like, all right, what are we gonna do this episode? Why don't we do one on twins? And a guy, a Mexican cat, is dating both of them, and one of them's found out that the other one's pregnant. This has happened to my boy. He was on Jerry Springer for this shit, but it wasn't real. They were sisters and type shit. Like, they knew like what was going on in the whole story, but here, we need you to act like this type shit. And it's just like reality TV. Like, I can't stand Housewives, The Bachelorette, that mind-numbing, like, you can distinctively tell they're acting or flamboyantly exaggerating the scene to make it seem like, oh my god, but it doesn't happen like that. Sorry.
No. And the thing that bugs me about the fake beef shit is hip-hop. I'm not saying other genres aren't, but like hip-hop was built on authenticity and being yourself.
Well, it was also
all the way
built on battles too.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. That's when people start calling the K-Dot and like Drake and the MGK and M and all that shit like they're rap battling. I'm like, they're not rap battling. Those are diss songs, bro. Go get educated.
I think it would have been really dope if they actually did, though. Like,
that would be sweet.
Like, this versus concept is really, really cool, but I feel like they should have artists actually put on their beats and just have them freestyle about the other artists, or take some of their songs, vice versa, take the other artist's beats and have you do a version of the song or something and see if it'd be better. Or there's so many things. What's that show with Nick Carter, the Wild 'N Out show? It's so fucking dope. I love the structure of that show. It's so fucking hilarious. There should be more of that type of shit in every city.
I feel that. I'd be down for that.
We have battles here and there. Like, you don't really ever really hear them, though, or promote it. Like, it's just like the artists themselves are all the ones that end up going, and then maybe their friends and family. But it's not like, oh, let's go watch the top artists of Tucson battle the top artists of Fresno, or, Detroit.
Right.
Yeah, we should do more of that.
Yeah, hip-hop's gotten away from that shit. I know when I first started out, it was basically like law. that every artist be there by door time. And 30 minutes to an hour after door time is when we would start. We'd always start with a freestyle cipher. That shit's gone now. Like, nobody's fucking doing that.
They just had one here last week. Now, what's your feeling on reading from your phone while you're ciphering?
Nope. Don't do it. I think that's embarrassing, honestly. Like, why would you want to?
It's supposed to be straight from the phone, on the spot, made up, never practice about what's going on, and maybe bring some contextual stuff that maybe you've had in other stuff that brings relevancy to it. But yeah, it's not supposed to be shit you practice. No, definitely not.
No. Even if it is, why the fuck are you reading it from your phone? Like, if you practiced it up, fucking spit the shit, you know? If it's dope, it's dope. Try to play it off, you know? Like, I don't condone of it. I think you should have some kind of freestyle skill, but I think these days, like, we're in a whole different age now, and some of the shit I
had cats argue with me about, like, what actually freestyling is, and they tried to tell me essentially anything that you're doing on the spot, whether you're reading from your phone, whether you're reading from a piece of paper, or whether you're freestyling it, is freestyle. And I'm like, what I knew and what I grew up with was freestyles off the top, and you 4 bars essentially. You try to say the funniest shit to make the other people laugh, to make the person you're just saying it about laugh, and then he says 4 bars about you, and you keep going back and forth until someone said, oh shit, this dude's fucking dope, or just everybody's cracking up. He's like, oh shit, all right. Like, it was never about like actually fighting, and like motherfuckers get personal and all up in their fucking panties about the shit because it's like, oh, you're trying to say you're better than me, and it's like, that's what we do. What are you talking about? Like, okay, show me you're not better than me. Oh, okay, you know?
Yep. That's what it used to be about. Now it's just so far away from that. It's like, bro, like, let's bring some of this shit back. Because, like, I've had artists, like, I've mentioned doing that, and they're like, well, man, I don't really freestyle. I'm like, well, pick it up. I used to have a dude, I mentioned him in a couple of my songs, but he was a really good mentor of mine, and RIP to him, but, no, he told me, he's like, man, you got to step that freestyling game up. You got to step up your music and get some, like, you know what I'm saying? Some like more sophisticated bars in your shit. Like, you need to do that to get respected. And so what did I do? I went home that day after, you know, hanging out in Toledo or whatever, and I started, you know, writing better and working at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't doing that no more. They're not taking that pride.
I feel
like literally, there's some motherfuckers that, like, one dude from around here got caught using Chat GPT to write lyrics, bro. Like, get off that shit.
I feel like you don't really get or understand freestyling as an artist until you get the concept of context. You can say, I'm going to the store to buy a 40 and I'm gonna drink it till I feel like I'm old and gonna end up on the ground. I don't know what to do. Yes, you my shorty. Or you know, you could expand it and be like, oh, I was gonna go to the one on the corner, but I couldn't make it there because my car broke down. Now I feel like I really need to drink a bit. And it's about making everybody else feel like they're there in that story. You know, like when I first started, I was, like I said, I was horrible. And I ain't giving a fuck. I ain't giving a shit. Your bitch is on my dick and she's sitting her sucking it. And it was just like, what? What does that ABC shit? And I just didn't understand what they meant by ABC. And it took me practicing, going back, and literally working on it. And it's just like we were saying in the beginning, like, as an artist, you gotta work on your shit if you want to be respected, want to get good. You know, and I've had cats that I look up to from way back then, rapping at Central, meeting at lunch, freestyling, that became artists that when I was horrible, they wouldn't give me the time of day. And then now it's like I send them a track and they'll actually listen to, oh, that shit's pretty dope, bro. Yeah, that's good. And it's like, oh my God, I feel some type of way because of that, because I look up to them as like why I started type of shit.
Right. Yep. So it's people that help you out and give you that little boost.
Well,
man.
And then like the little tick in the back of your head where people are saying you shouldn't be doing this because of this and because of that, you know, your race or whatever. And then you start to think, oh, well, is that why they don't like me? Is it because I'm not a certain type of person? Or do I need to start rapping about flamboyant, exaggerative, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that type shit? And it's like, I had to learn, like, literally only rap about what you know, about what you do. Because at first I would rap about anything and everything, just trying to be cool, trying to be dope, trying to be like the boys. And it's like, Nah, like you don't gotta do that. And there's a lot of learning process that I did personally, growth and type shit with that. You know?
Right. Right. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I've always been one to. I'll tell people, and I'm real about it. But like, I make music for me. I'm not making music to be flashy or, you know what I'm saying. I make music for me, just like I was telling you about the album coming up. Like, it's music that's for me that somebody else is going to relate to because they feel this way at some point during the holidays. That's what I aimed at, whatever. But like, they feel some type of way, like I do right now, type shit. So we're gonna write some shit from my heart. And it's going to hit somebody. You know what I'm saying? Why not express that emotion when you're in a downtime and help somebody out rather than, you know what I'm saying, just letting it go and having a holiday blues day.
Was
like,
it Photos?
Oh, no, that's an original.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the one I just dropped's an original. It's the first
That sounded like something I heard before. I could have swore, but that shit sounds pretty good, bro. I like that shit.
Yeah. I wrote that. When was that? That'd have been like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I was just having a bad day, and like I think about my grandpa a lot and shit during the holidays. You know, when you don't have your grandparents around. You know, they say, you know, your holidays kind of go to shit. The staple ain't there, and I was like, man, I got to write about this, and it's been a topic on my mind because like that, his death kind of like sent me into alcoholism really fucking bad for a good 3, 4, 5 years, and it's like I need to get this out now. I know I couldn't express it before, but now's the time, type shit. You know?
Yeah. I was really, really, really close to my grandpa, and then there was a period of time where a lot of chaotic stuff happened in our lives, and because they were Mormon and raised straight edge essentially, and because I was trying to become a rapper, and a lot of the stuff with my sister, like I was telling you, her being a gang member, a druggie, them thinking because I was trying to be a rapper, essentially I was trying to be like that, I essentially became like an outcast. And so when it came to like when my grandpa died, I was just like, I can't do it. You casted me out, didn't want me a part of your life, didn't want to be here, and all of a sudden because you're on your deathbed, I need to come say stuff. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know how I feel. I love you.
Right.
That's it. And it was hard. I really honestly regret it. You know, now that I look back, I really wish I would have went and seen him and talked to him, or at least seen his funeral, but you know, you live and learn. And when it comes to anybody around me that I talk to, I tell them the same thing. You know, and funerals are hard for a lot of people, though. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hate them.
People deal with on an average day, and then some people deal with it all the time. You know?
Yeah. Yep. I feel that.
But we don't all live forever, and it's gonna happen to us all one day. So you know, you gotta kind of become okay with it in some way. Yeah. You know. All right. So what's your opinion on AI in music?
AI in music, it can have its contributing factors, and I had posted about this. Like, if you're an AI, I just recently had some dude hit me up, and I went to school with him and shit. He's like, man, check out my music. I wrote like 26 songs in 2 days, and these songs were just like, no, you didn't. And then you hear like the etching in the voice that the AI makes, like when it's obvious type shit. I'm like, bro, you know, I've been doing this a long time. I can kind of tell. Like now, it's getting a little more realistic. But there's still parts that you can kind of tell, like, this is AI. Like, don't bullshit.
Well, I feel like the program does that intentionally so that you can tell that it's from some type of program. It's just like when you generate images, it'll have some type of color band in it. I don't know if you noticed that. They do that intentionally. It's like a watermark, you know? Mm-hmm.
They even do that with typing. Like, my ex was, like, typing up college papers and shit. And I was like, why don't you just go here and do it? She's like, no, you can't do that because I could tell.
Plagiarism.
And I was like, what? How the fuck do they do But, with AI and music, man, like, I think it's one thing you gotta know. You gotta know the technology and the advancements around you. Like, I went in, I fucked with the program. I ain't gonna lie to you. And everybody's like, whoa, you use that. You're a fake artist. Well, tell me where in my music that I used that at, because I didn't. like I told you earlier, like, I ran a song through it just out of curiosity. I ran a song through it and was like, damn, you know, like, maybe if I switch this part up type shit.
Well, like, I'm just hearing it from a different point of view. It's another view, you know. The only way we all become better in life is from everybody's perception, you know. But you got to stay true to some stuff and aspects of morality and not let people alter, change what you think to yourself, because then you'd just be willing to break everything, and it's just like, oh, damn, where am I? You know, you get lost. But like technology, it's like my grandpa didn't use technology till he was 70, you know, a computer. He would
Right.
just not. There's no need for that. We're all gonna just go back to the Stone Age anyway. Watch when a nuclear attack happens or something. And it's just like, come on. And then one day he finally decided, let me try this out. And oh my Buddha, you could not get him off that computer. He was looking into anything and everything. And now this man's the smartest man in the world. And it was just like, see? Been telling you. I, for the longest time, was against AI because I could see it coming along before anybody even understood the concept. You know, I used to be really big into conspiracies, looking into anything and everything just to find out. And it's just like religion when I was growing up, because I was raised Mormon and then broke out of that and realized, oh shit, there's how many other religions out there that tell you pretty much the same exact thing. It's just different words and different characters, and it's just because they grew up in a different part of the world, but it's all essentially the same exact stuff. Treat each other good, love each other, don't kill, and it's just like, come on. So, you know, I dived into anything and everything. Alex Jones, Sandy Hook, 9/11, just anything and everything. It's quite interesting when you look into stuff, how blatantly evident stuff is, but just people don't want to believe it because it gets that quote-unquote conspiracy chalked onto it.
Right.
And
that I can see it.
And so artificial intelligence was one of those things that we saw, like, if you embedded something into everybody's computer without their knowledge and gave it permission to do essentially anything and everything that you want it to do, but it can also think on its own. It wasn't that the like perfect virus. This kind of sound like one day somebody's just gonna turn on a switch and be able to control every single AI that's on every phone, computer, car. You know, and it's very paranoid, very, oh my God, Terminator, the end of the world's gonna come type stuff. But it's a question. Like, literally, if they want to, now with cars, there's a subscription for air conditioning. And if you don't pay the subscription, they'll turn off your ability to use your air conditioning.
And see, that's wild. Like, I was just talking to somebody about shit like this. Like, if you actually think about life right now and all the subscriptions that we pay and all the fucking, that was once, you know, known as cable. Now you gotta have this for this. You gotta have that for that. You gotta have this for this. And for movies, you can't own a movie now. Like, you can if you go out and buy the physical copy, but like, nobody's doing that no more when you can just get it at home. Music, you're not. I'm a big CD collector still. I still collect vinyls and shit. Because when somebody decides, like, hey, fuck it, we're going to war, we're turning the fucking internet off on these guys, I still got my favorite songs, man. I still got my entertainment.
Or they decide to do a mass flood and cause us to go back to square one again. You never know. It's a lot of things that when you look into stuff, how much, for example, MK Ultra that they did behind the scenes, and it's just, they would never do that. That just seems astronomically inhumane. Like, there's no way they would drug people at a brothel to see what psychological drugs and how, if they could turn this person into a secret soldier, essentially. And then Charles Manson, and it's very interesting.
It is. A lot of people would just call you stupid or crazy if you fucking try to bring it up to them, but it's just like, dude, you got to think.
But I don't feel like
three different ways. There's 3 different ways to everything. Is how I kind of view life. Like,
but I feel like they just don't have the time to do it, and because a lot of people are 9 to 5 going to work. You know, so tired from getting from work that they just put on something to relax, ease their brain. They got to deal with some argument with the wife, or the kid's not doing what they were supposed to be doing at school. Little Jimmy decided to get into a fight. Now you got to go and pick him up from the police station. Now you don't get home till 9 o'clock. I'm going to go back to sleep. And you wake up, and then you do the same thing every single freaking day. And it just becomes such a monotonous, oh my Buddha, why am I... I don't know why do I look into anything? Because no matter if I do look into it and how much I know, what does that do? How does that improve anything? If I'm having this debate online about the sky was purple today because the 3IA asteroid decided to come too close to Earth, and it's, I don't know, you know, it's just, man. So many people get intertwined and spending so much energy in trivial shit, but then they don't want to actually spend the time to actually look into what they're arguing about.
Right. Yep. That's the American problem right now.
but you can't keep up with everything.
No, and the thing is, like,
mentally can possibly keep up with everything.
I legit like notice this because I don't pay attention to news too much anymore. Like I don't know. Like I said, I come home and create. That's all I do. I don't like paying attention to anything too much outside. Like I want to know what's going on, but like it's so hard now because like one example, that Michigan shit, the Michigan football stuff that just happened with Sharon Moore. Literally, I'm reading 7 different outlets saying 7 different fucking things.
Well, it's like that,
actually true.
That Australia attack, bro?
Yeah.
I thought that was AI initially. How is a person just walking around with a rifle and everybody's just looking at him like, oh, we should probably do this. And then a dude actually does go up to him. There's no police or anybody around. And it's just like, what is actually going on there?
Right. Yeah. It's so hard to tell though anymore too,
because AI is getting so good. So then you got the concept of deep fakes. And like, for example, me and you get into a rap beef and I really want to put one to you. So I take a picture of you right now and I go find an AI program and have it manipulate you into looking like you did the most horrible thing in the world. You grabbed a kid, or you hit your wife, or whatever it is that you want to make the person look like. How are you going to distinguish that that's not you? Well, you weren't there. Yeah, but they got a video. Yeah, but I wasn't there, though. We got a video. You got to prove to us that this video is AI. How are you going to prove that it's AI?
Right. There's really no way. I mean, but in the initial shock factor of everything's going to have everybody believe in that shit anyway, right from the get, you know?
Then the moral
and then it's going to be hard to tell them, like, look.
Slander, libel comes into play. And then that's what was going on with this whole... I was trying to remember, it was a case about a police officer getting pulled over, and they saw him in a drug neighborhood. And so like every cop in the police force thinks he's bad because he was picked up in a drug neighborhood, but he was just driving by type thing. It wasn't even anything bad, but that initial, because it was put out, article or video, everybody else runs with that, and a lot of people don't go back to see, oh, well, did they change the mind? Was there new information that came out about it? No, they just go with what the first thing was, or somebody else tells them. And that it's like telephone. And then by the time it gets to you, oh, he had a RPG in the back of the car, and you know.
Right, yeah. Basically framing motherfuckers at that point.
Yeah. All right. Crazy. So, who do you feel is the most influential artist of all time?
The most influential of all time. It's tough. Hip hop, is there anything?
You could do currently.
Currently, the most influential? My personal would be probably Eminem, just because of kind of like leading the lane of like the white rapper shit. Kind of got rid of the stereotype in a way. The same with like, I don't know. Eminem would be mine personally. I can't say that it's like the most influential.
I feel like his depth
fucking thing ever.
Is like you hear everybody say that he is a workaholic, like he's always working on his shit, but it's just the different techniques that he can do, like being a character, being Slim Shady, but then doing the serious shit like Stan, Haley, you know, the songs about. There's so much. The one he did with Elton John. You know, to go from bashing, badgering homosexual gay people to doing a song with one shows how much of a person you've grown alone, you know, and to go through with what he did with Relapse and all the, you know, drug albums, and then to be able to still come back to be I feel like Eminem. But then, like, you got like Garth Brooks, you got Taylor Swift, you got, like you did a song, LeAnn Rimes, you know, these major artists in other genres. that a lot of people just don't open their minds up to listening to because they get stuck in a this is what I know, you know. And
Right.
I never understood that. If music's good, it's good. You know, if it's jazz,
It is.
you could, polka. You know, I don't know many too good polka songs, but there may be.
I do want to go to a polka club really bad just to
Yeah.
experience it once. I
Yeah.
think that'd be kind of dope.
I mean, how they dress is pretty interesting, you know.
Yeah, that and a jazz club have been on my bucket list, so I gotta find some friends to fucking
I just did it.
do a little weekend.
I love jazz.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yep, I'm big on blues too. Like
Yep.
I owned a coffee shop at one time, and that's all that we played was blues throughout the day, and it was a whole fucking vibe to the room.
Well, you
It just
can't
made
go wrong with playing blues, in no matter what type of scenario. You know,
no,
it just goes
it's
along with
it's
anything.
and it's influenced so many different styles of music too, like
Yeah.
over the course of time. So it's dope, and I like some of the newer stuff too, but a lot of the older stuff is what I get down to. Fucking,
I love
I get
watching.
down to this.
I can't remember who it is, but like, I think it's BB King and another guitarist, but they'll do like, and then the other,
like dueling?
like they're talking to each other with the guitar type shit, but they're also, yeah, like you're saying, dueling. I love that shit. And then the other day I saw a Key and Peele skit about skit-sketting. And like that made me go down a rabbit hole watching skit-scat videos with my son, you know, showing him
Oh,
like
shit.
what that concept is and about corn with Jonathan Davis and type shit. And it's just like I love that shit, you know, listening to something new that you could incorporate your own, because that's what we do as artists, to learn
Right.
how to play. Like guitar, you learn by playing other people's songs. And then when you go
Oh,
to
yeah.
make music, you essentially just, I like this part, I like this part, I like this part, I like that tempo, but then I also like that tempo, so let me, and you essentially incorporate it all on your own, and you become a mold of all these artists you were influenced upon. And so
Yep.
the more artists, the more music, the more influence you could have, why would you ever want to shut yourself down to that? Like,
Right,
people not
yeah.
listening to music. I never understood how you could not listen to music.
Right, yeah. I'd be dead without listening to music, man. That's
Only period
what
in
it is.
time in my life I had to go without music was the army. Was the 3 month or 2 months for basic, because they don't let you have anything. That was torture, because I would
That would be
literally go
terrible.
to bed blasting Slipknot, Korn in my headphones full blast to be able to go to sleep. You know, now
Right.
it's dead silent, but I can hear the dude in the next freaking bunker playing with himself or crying because something happened at home, or you know, and you're dead tired, but you, oh man, it's crazy, bro. All right.
Yup. Yeah.
So, what is your method of recording a song? How do you go about it?
It really depends on the song. The one thing I really like doing though about any of my tracks, I don't like coming back to them. I kind of got a little influence from Chance the Rapper back in the day. He said something that really stuck with me was he likes writing and recording and everything all at once. If you got to, you know, write 8 bars of your verse before you write the next 8 bars, fucking do it. But it captures the feeling that you have at that point in time. So like I'll sit down, I'll listen to beats or whatever, or sometimes I'll start writing and just come up with like a flow and then find something. But it kind of depends on the track. But I do like doing it all organically, all at once, just because the way he had put it and the way that I see it with my music now, just getting the influence from that is like I said, you're not going to capture that same emotion again.
Mm-mm.
You might feel the same way, but it's not going to be the exact same emotion that you feel when you wrote that song.
That's
And
interesting.
that's really the delicate way that I go about it.
So-
But it's
so
usually
literally record the song when you write it.
so I'll start writing, and sometimes I'll write the full song. Don't get me wrong, but there's some times where I'm just like, I wanna switch this up. So like we'll record like an 8, and then we'll stop, we'll cut, and go in for the other 8. Yeah, it's usually how I do it. I'll do it 8 and 8, sometimes a full 16. I never like write beforehand. I like writing while I'm in studio. That's it's a little different,
I'm
but
totally different. Like I'm working on like 10 tracks right now, but it's like I got 20 others that I got in the background from 2 years ago that, let me go back to those because I just didn't do anything with them. But they were dope because I put the effort and time and thought process to obviously write them. So let me see how I would do it now because I've grown so much from that period. And then, if I want to change something, incorporate something different, I will, yeah. But then, like, the songs that I'm writing right now and recording, a lot of the times, like, if I do a song or a verse or I'm trying to hit, like, a couple bars, because what I'll do is punching. You know, I don't care what people say about punching it. I'll do 4 bars, cut, 4 bars, cut, 4 bars, cut, just so it sounds the best that I can get it to sound. But there's sometimes when I'm hitting that 4 bars, I just can't hit it right. It's not sounding like how I want. I'm getting frustrated. It's getting annoying to me. I'm hearing the beat over and over and over. Let me take a break. Let me go do something. Let me try another song. Let me work on this song. And then I'll go back to
I get like that once in a while.
Or a couple other days, type shit.
Yeah, I get like that with some tracks. It just kind of depends, I guess, on what kind of track it is too. Cause I get like that also. And Punch It In, man. I once went to a studio session where this dude's like, no, we only record the full 16 here. And I'm like, I can't get the emphasis on that word.
You can't breathe
I want to get
in 16 bars if you really want to do the song to your best of your ability.
Yeah, and it's like the studio recording's a lot different from the live show, and you learn that shit over time as you practice it. And then by the time the live show comes around, you're good with it. But I want to hit that on the studio recording. I think that's always been a thing in music. And like when I was told that, I'm like, you're fucking crazy.
That's why you were doing it in the studio and not freestyling or not doing it in person. You're trying to get the best version, the highest quality. And why would you go?
Well, I was like,
spend time and not do
I brought up a point though, like Eminem and Rap God. He's like, no, he rapped that fast part all in one take. I'm like, no, he didn't. And
but if he did,
I showed him. I'm like, look.
But if he did, that's okay. Yeah. I'm not able to as an artist. I'm not, whatever it is, the skill level. It's just like being an actor, and some actors method act. Like they will literally become that character to where they won't break that character till the movie's done. And they go home and they act like that character and they practice the lines and they do stuff and they talk to people like they're that character. And there are a lot of actors that look at that like, that's crazy. There's something wrong cuckoo mentally with that person to want to do that, let alone spend that much time and energy being somebody else. Like literally thinking about how would this person react to this, not how I would react to this. But then, those are the best type of actors, I feel, sometimes.
Mm-hmm. They take their job very serious.
You ain't gonna get another Robert Downey Jr. doing Tropical Thunder.
Nah. No, with this session though, man, I opened up because I found the acapella to Rap God, and I'm like, well, you listen to this, and it's like literally at one part in that fast part when he switches up, where he's talking 3 different times at the same time. Yep. He's like, no, Eminem's just that talented. I'm like, I don't think that's fucking humanly possible, bro, and I'm leaving. The fuck kind of shit is that?
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, everybody's got their own thought process, and it's like, just like the whole argument about what freestyle is versus what's the best
real
type
freestyle.
of guitar, or there's so many opinions that you could have on something, but then there are literally, this is how it's supposed to be, and just because you want it to be that way, you could go make it that way, sure, but it may not get support because that's not how it's supposed to be done.
Yep, and on top of that, like, don't try to touch my art with your shit. Like, this is the way I do things. Like, don't do that.
All right.
If you want to invest a couple thousand, I mean, we'll talk. But not really.
All right. So, question of the stream: is Nickelback a good band to you?
Yes. Essentially, like, they had a couple of bangers when I was in middle school. I can't say I didn't understand the hate, because I understood the hate, but it's like, man, I'll give credit where it's due. Like, they're a good band. They have a few good songs. Nothing that I'm gonna fucking go plop in a CD of or anything like that. But they got a couple songs to bring back memories, some of their early shit.
Yeah, it's nostalgic type stuff. Like, I find that memories are attached to music to me. Like anytime
It's
I hear a certain sound or like a song, I go back to when I first heard that song type stuff. And whether it's good, bad, sad, whatever it is, I'll start feeling that when I hear that song.
Oh yeah, it puts you in like a certain place and time sort of shit. That's why I like the fucking 90s fucking alternative rock. Oh my god.
Yeah. Here's another question I just thought up on the spot. Do you listen to yourself as a musician?
Not much. I will. Well, you kind of know how being a musician is too. Like when you're in studio, you're hearing that shit 100,000 fucking times. By the time you go and do shows, like we did the Midnights and Daydreams tour with Case Kane and shit. Like I'm performing these songs night in, night out. Like I can only imagine like some of these guys going on the road for 250 days a year and having to do that same song, because that song that the fans are wild about, you're probably so fucking like tired of performing at that point.
Well, it was like, I was trying to remember who it was. Oh, it might have been Tech or somebody who was talking about how a song from 3 years ago, it was T-Pain. And he was just like, how do you feel about that? And he's like, man, it's frustrating because I was already done with that track. I'm already done. It's like a bitch, you done fucked, and you just like, I don't want to deal with you no more. And she come back 3 years later like, hey, you want to do it again. And your friend telling you should be saying you were doing it good the whole time. And he's like, why did you come and tell me that? Like, well, why did you wait 3 years? Like, what's going on? And it's interesting how music will pop off because of the algorithms now. It's like, here's a trick that I learned to get plays, helps with the algorithm. It may be good, may be bad, I don't know. But there are songs that I've named after Disney movies that are past the copyright date because they just get picked up. You know, whenever somebody wants to do a song about Aladdin, my song pops up. Besides the actual Aladdin soundtrack and everything, I'm one of the few artists that has a song named Aladdin. With And by the River with Chris Farley, same thing. You know, it was just like, oh, let me take this dope comedy skit, but then make a track off of it. You know? Smoke so much weed, you're gonna end up living in a van down by the river. Oh shit. But that's not necessarily bad because after you live in the van by the river, you know, type shit. That's where I live with it. And they're different. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I've noticed too, like with especially with the TikToks, the Instagram, all that shit, that you like basically have to do you don't necessarily have to, but I do. I do those like videos just like previewing the song. I did the Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. I did one called Growing Up Kind of Life. Yeah, I did the Growing Up Kind of Life though, and literally like people were picking up on that just cause there's like just this little sample of it.
Yeah.
Where I change the topic. I'm not talking about doing crystal meth and shit, but like having to grow up, you know, like, and now I have a kid. I can't do the same things that I was doing when I was 18, 19, 20. So people in that demographic are going to feel that. And then
but
on top
even
of
the
that,
original people, why the song got popular, are going to feel it too because of that. Yeah.
And they're all my age range, really. I mean, and older. So, I mean, that song's always going to be fucking huge, but I was like, okay, like maybe we could put a flip on this, get a little instrumental made up, and I mean, the track did all right, but it's kind of cool to see how that appeals, and like just thinking, like I was saying earlier, thinking, you know, there's 3 different ways of thinking on shit, and that was just one that I was like, hey, let's go with this. That sounds awesome. LeAnn Rimes, that same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna see that and be like, damn, you know, that's kind of cool. You know, he used a deep verse on something like that, or a deep voice on something like that kind of hook. He switched it, made it his way. The words are a little bit different, but that's kind of cool. He knows who the fuck LeAnn Rimes is. I have a new respect for that guy.
No, I have a lot of remixes, 9 Inch Nails, Korn, like the Stain one that I was showing you that I'm working on. It's just like, I love that song. You know, that's a song I grew up with. But as an artist, I feel like maybe I could incorporate or make somebody feel differently if I add something, my version of the chaotic twist on it, you know? And so that's why I do a lot of these remixes. And a lot of people I've seen say is like, that's just lazy. You're not doing original music. But it's like, I got all this original music too, though. Like, I'm not just doing that.
I had this debate with somebody, though, because I was showing him one of my dude's music, and he said, he didn't necessarily sample it. He just sampled the line to start, but Paper Planes by fucking MIA.
Yeah.
and they're, no, that's not original music. I'm like, so like just those couple words like just turned you off from this whole song? No, I don't like those samples. And I'm like, are you an Eminem fan? Because
Right?
I hate to break it to you, but this has
Man.
been happening forever, and now you're just being
Almost
critical.
every
And
single one of his songs is sampled. I feel like.
there's at least something in there that
Yeah.
fucking, what was it? My name is his first big single was literally a sample from back in the day.
Mhm.
Like almost completely, like he didn't sample the words per se,
No.
but that whole fucking beat. Like, and you're gonna hate on this just because you don't know of this person yet. That's why you're hating on it. Period.
Essentially, I mean, they don't have the respect or credit for you to think that it's cool that they took something that somebody else did. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I can see if you're doing like a full song, but like,
Nah, but I love
mean, that's
that
a
too.
cover.
It's like when Stain covered not Mud Shovel, but Nutshell. And that's like
Yeah,
one of my
yeah.
favorite songs he did, and that's somebody
Right.
else's song. I don't like
Yeah.
the original song by the original version. It's just like
Right.
Godsmack and Sweet Leaf. You know, I don't
Yeah.
like Alice Cooper and his version, but I love Godsmack's version.
Yep.
You know,
Yep, and just doing it your own way, as long as you're putting a little twist on it too. Like, don't go fully just going for
No,
that
yeah.
sound type
yeah,
shit.
you can't like
But-
essentially line up the vocals and sound exactly. Yeah, you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah, put a little bit of your own flavor on it and fucking sprinkle it on there, man. It's creation. At the end of the day, it's still creation to me. Like that's the most important thing. You're expressing yourself. That's what art's supposed to be, you know?
Yeah, definitely. All right, so you're a streamer and a gamer. What's your favorite game all time? Maybe even to stream, but then to just play.
My favorite game of all time? Fuck. That'd be the early Sonic, but
Oh shit.
I'm old school like that. Yeah, Booger Man was tight too back in the day. As far as streaming though, Fortnite, man, it's so universal and just you connect with people on there. Like, yeah, I've talked to people about my music on there and like just connected with them like that, or do like the live chats and stuff. Like, I just had a killer freaking sniper shot yesterday, and I was so
That's
proud
all.
of myself. But what's crazy is though, like my son, man, he's 8 and he totally bodies me in that game.
Oh,
He makes me
shit.
look like shit.
I gotta get
Yeah,
in play with
bro.
my son, yo. That'd be dope.
Yeah, fucking add us, bro.
Yeah.
I'll get you on my gamer tag and all
Yeah,
that.
we'll
But
get it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like, I like it. It's so universal. There's always new stuff coming, and it's like almost like a whole bunch of
I
games put
love
into
the
one.
cross integration, dude.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
the way they've done it is just so unique comparatively to how, like, say, Call of Duty's done it. You know.
yeah. Yep, I like it because like my son will get on his Switch and stuff. I got my PS5, but he'll get on his Switch and just sit next to me, throw his little headphones in or whatever.
Well, like
It's a good
everyone
time.
that they've done seems to make sense. Versus like,
Yeah.
I was on World of Warships the other day, and they had like, I forget, it was like the anime hentai chicks from Japan on their ships, and it was just like, what does this have to do with ships shooting each other?
Right. No, even with the skins though, like they just came out on Fortnite with the Kim Kardashian skin, which
No,
But-
yeah, that's kind of, yeah. But
That's like,
anything for the
why?
bucks, right? I bet you chicks out there want to
exactly.
beat Kim Kardashian,
Yeah, the
shooting
chick-
other people. So.
Chicks are
And
buying
there are
that
probably
shit
some
up. I'm
dudes
sitting
that
over
do
here like,
too.
oh, I'm
Because
sure.
I mean, I'm not
I'm
gonna
sure.
lie. That's why I played Tomb Raider. I liked looking at the character.
Good old Laura. Good old Laura.
So,
Oh,
what do you think your favorite game? You said Sonic, and then Fortnite. I would say Sonic's a big one for me, but Ninja Turtles was a
Hey,
huge
that was
one
dope back
on
in the day, too.
Nintendo. And like, I loved it so much to where, like, you know, your dad would say, "Don't leave it on at night because that wastes electricity." And I left it
Yeah.
on, and I woke up to a lock on it the next day. So I decided, because I was so pissed I couldn't play Ninja Turtles, that me and my next door neighbor at the age of 5 were gonna run away and go to Disneyland. We're gonna catch a
Oh
train,
shit.
and we were literally on the train, but he couldn't run fast enough to catch it to get on it, so I had to jump back off. And then we were like,
Oh, shit.
okay, what are we gonna do now? And we look, and we could see the Capitol, which we thought was maybe 5 miles away, but no, it's a 5-hour walk. We're finally
Oh, shit.
there at like, we left at like 10, it's 4 p.m. Oh yeah,
Damn.
It was quite the debut or
Holy
situation.
shit.
But yeah, I was on the news and everything. But
What? That's
yeah.
crazy.
We can go into that later on, me and you. But yeah, this is about you, not me. So,
Oh, yeah.
are you excited for GTA 6 if it ever comes out? Right.
That's the main thing right there. If it ever comes out, my dude Case was talking. He's like, we just got to stop playing 5. I think they're making too much money off of 5 still. Where they're like, oh fuck these guys, we'll make them wait.
Yeah, we boycott it.
Yeah, boycott it for a little bit, and then once they see the money start, you know what I'm saying? They always say the way into getting a corporation to see you is to get into their pockets. So
Somebody just make their own version.
yeah, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. Somebody's got something, but I don't know. I'm sort of excited.
Is they were gonna release it, and then they were like, "Oh, wait, no, hold on, we need to make them wait a whole year later." Like that didn't make sense.
No, not at all. I don't get that. That was the same. Like college football is another one that I really like. The college football series.
Oh.
And fucking waiting all that time because of that NIL bullshit, and well, we need to be paid for da 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 da, which I agree to an extent, but
I
like,
feel
bro,
like
you
could
have came out with something
that was gonna play in college.
Yeah.
See, as a player, you're doing so much as you know, working out, practicing, going to the games, and doing your school that you don't have time to go and get a job. You really don't. I mean, you can. There are dudes that do it, but those are like superstar and literally probably go psychologically crazy by the time they get out because of the fact that they just haven't had time to rest anywhere.
Right. Yeah, that's Rashawn Gary, one of my dudes from a few years ago, ran into Rashawn Gary at Walmart in Ann Arbor. And he was buying a TV, and they just got to talking about the shit. And this is Michigan, mind you. Like, this is a rich-ass university. This ain't like a fucking, like, University of Toledo or, you know, a lower-end D1.
Right.
Like, this is Michigan, who has a lot of money, but they got like an allowance of like $480 to live off of. Like, who the fuck can live off of that nowadays?
Sounds
Period.
like when I was in the Army doing ROTC, though, too.
Yeah. Like who?
You could get certain type of scholarships, but because you were going into the military, you couldn't get certain type of scholarships. And then it was like, it was insane.
Yeah, that's what I was saying though. Like that's like Michigan. Like, mind you, like the lower end schools, like they probably ain't paying their players shit to live. So like, what are they actually living off of? So that's why, like when people were talking about the NIL shit, and I'm like, no, it's a thing. I think there needs to be a cap on it at some point. But it's a thing. Like, they need to be making money because they are going in video games. And it is like, you could put, you know, back in 2014 was the last one they made before these new ones. Like, you could tell that was like Devin Gardner. Yeah. Like, you could tell he was number 98. You know, he had every feature. Like, that he needs to be paid for that. Like, any other fucking person in a video game's getting paid, and you're going to say that he can't be just because he's playing for a school? Like, fuck that.
Some type of, like, you're saying a cap. And then the rest of the money gets put into an account to where they can't access it until they are graduated.
Yeah, well, the one thing is, like, not all kids are perfect. We were all kids once. These guys are between 18 and 23 years old.
Still kids.
You give me $100,000 at 18 years old, and I'm gonna throw that. I was a wild child. I wasn't like the biggest athlete. Like, I played sports and shit, but I was a wild child. Like, even if I did like value football and shit, I'm gonna go through some experiences 18-year-olds go through. I'm gonna throw that shit in my nose. I'm gonna go gamble. Like, at some point they're gonna run into that problem. It's just inevitable. Yep. They go out and buy these cars. Blake Corum was one that had his shit stolen. Yep. He literally had a car stolen, but he's a young kid.
But
you
then
know,
you just become a target because your publicity, everybody knows you in the town. Everybody knows you're getting this money, the scholarship, whatever. You just become a target. You know, it's like all these cats that sit there and flaunt, you know, bands and everything on live. And it's just like, why are you doing that, bro? Not expecting somebody to come up and see how tough you are.
Fuck, there was that one video somebody was doing that, literally got a gun shoved to their head because they had their window down. Yeah. Like, bro, you're asking for it at that point. Like, if I make $1 million, you're not gonna know I made $1 million.
Well, it's like the whole Nipsey situation, you know, getting found out where he was and getting caught up and shot.
Yep. Exactly.
It's
And that's
insane.
Yep. You gotta hold yourself to a different standard when you get that, and like, not necessarily like disown people or nothing like that, but like keep yourself a little secretive. Don't fucking flaunt it. I'm a millionaire now. Like, if I won the lotto, I'm not going to tell you that I won the lotto, and there's a reason why people don't. Like,
Oh yeah, a lot of people claim it anonymously. But then,
Yeah.
you know, what I found out is interesting is that, like, you look into how many lotto winners there are, how many of them still are good, comparatively to how many don't have shit anymore and are basically worse off than they were before they won.
went and blew that shit.
Yeah. And then are worse off because they were accustomed or used to having that type of lifestyle with all that money, and now they ain't got shit. So now it's like, how do I?
What do we do now?
How do I even function? Yeah, it's crazy. Money does a lot of evil things.
It does,
it's
man.
good. You can't really do anything without it. But in the same instance, if you let it rule you, it will.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right.
I've
So
seen that too many times.
next question with the drones, the unidentified flying objects you see everywhere, reports, especially with, you know, just cameras now on everybody's phone. Do you believe in UFOs, aliens?
I do to an extent, right? So I don't think they are what we think they are. I don't think Hollywood was depicting what fucking, cause that's basically what, when people think of aliens, they think all the Hollywood shit, or, you know, their favorite cartoon that had an alien on it, it's big green light up guy type shit. I think there's a little more to it. I don't know. If we find out for sure, I think it's gonna be a big surprise, and I don't know. I feel some type of way about it.
It's really interesting over the years and stuff that I've, like I was telling you about being a conspiracy theorist, looking into anything and everything.
Right.
The only reason I use that term so openly because it is a negative thing that people call essentially anybody who looks outside the box than the spectrum of what the normal narrative is on something. JFK assassination. If you say anything different from what they say actually happened, then oh my god, here we go.
This tinfoil hat guy, like, get out of
like,
here.
It used to be so bad, like, I would go to, like, family holidays, and my sister would just be like, oh my god, Nevada, you need to stop. And it'd be like, I need to stop what? I need to stop just looking into things, talking? It's just, oh my god. And this was before she was, quote, unquote, open-minded, able to look into stuff. And then, like, 2 years later, oh no, yeah, okay. You kind of are actually pretty smart with this stuff. It's just, you're a little extreme how you talk about it sometimes, but yeah. And she's very, you know, like, went through school, got her master's, and didn't pay a dime type shit. Very, very, very smart. And that stigma, conspiracy theorists, open, whatever. But when you look into Dulces Nuevo, the base that's in a plateau in the middle of New Mexico, it's like supposedly experiments and stuff that they've done there with splicing animals, you know, taking a rat head and mixing it with a snake, or you gotta know they're doing stuff like this. Like, it's just like CERN, you know, that large hydrogen collider in the middle of Switzerland that is 20, 30 miles long, and billions of dollars go in for theoretical research. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit behind closed doors.
They're actually applying that shit when they find stuff from research and discover how things work, and we can actually mix this particle with many microscopic black holes to study the Big Bang, and you don't think that's doing anything to our reality, huh?
Right.
No? No?
Yeah.
Even if you don't realize it or know it, you don't? Really? Okay.
Right. Yeah, I was one of those guys that's like, I'm gonna stay away until, like, history started coming out, I guess. Like, how much in our history book is just like, I don't know, it's bent truth in a way. You know what I'm saying? Some isn't like inadvertent lying, but it's like bent truth.
Have you ever looked into
like,
Mandela effects? Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's interesting. Because there's either 2 degrees that people know, I've never heard of it, I don't know what you're talking about, or yes, I have, and it's quite interesting. I don't know what to say about it. I don't really have a opinion.
Right. Well, it started with me with that fucking Sinbad movie. I'm like, bro, I've seen that movie. I know I've seen that movie for a fact.
What about Home Depot?
What Home Depot?
It's the Home Depot. It's not Home Depot.
It used to be called Home Depot. I don't care.
No, never.
Really?
What about C-3PO's silver leg?
Huh.
What about?
Damn.
Like I said, when I was with my ex-wife, there was a point in period where this is what I did all the time, literally, and I would just talk to people. I was a part of groups that was like higher echelon people of society that are articulate and had already been in this, for a while. And like I was saying about AI, like we were talking about AI back in like 2010. Like it wasn't even maybe we'll have it. We don't know how it works, but it wasn't even like a concept. And then we've had it the whole time since World War II. And that's how we broke the Enigma code. Yeah.
It really makes you wonder about the news and shit too, just how much of that, like, I don't know. It could get really deep. Like, how much of that could be just like falsifying ass information they give us on some shit. Like, I don't know. I miss when the news channels were like, I miss when the news channels weren't biased. I don't even turn on the news anymore. When I miss that. Now you got.
I don't ever recall that being alive when the news channels weren't biased.
Well, it used to be less. I don't know. It used to be less of a political thing. It felt like, at least.
I feel like they weren't getting paid to do it. They just were doing it on their own and allowed to. Yeah.
I mean, I could see that too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I remember, you would turn on the news and actually hear some dope shit, not this person politically did this today. And then on this channel, they're saying, no, this person did this type shit. Like, don't just give it to me straight.
Look at the plastiline dude.
The what?
The plastiline dude, the dude that's made diesel fuel out of plastic, essentially, and just how you don't know about it. But he's been in, I don't know how many YouTube channels that I watch, just randomly popping up, and I'm like, here's plastiline, check this shit out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's real.
Damn, no.
Yeah.
There was that dude with the hydrogen-powered cars too.
Yep, he disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's just crazy. It's just like, I don't know. It's a corporate-run world at this point. That's how I feel, kind of like.
Well, it's like the idea concept, like why we went towards nuclear power versus thorium, where thorium isn't explosive; it is actually more productive, etc., etc. But we had to have something. I forget the reasoning why, but that's why we did that. And it's just like a hemp, with weed, with what's his name, Hearst in California, who put out the propaganda about how marijuana was this bad plant and it turns the white people into crazy and makes them do stuff.
Yeah, and then everybody believed that for so fucking long until they did. Well, at that point though, like you get those people who actually went and studied this shit and been like, hey, this has some health benefits type shit to it.
Hemp, dude, you can build stuff out of it. It's like carbon fiber, dude. Like it's 20 times stronger than anything you could ever use. You can make clothes out of it. You can burn it as oil. You can so many things. It's insane.
Yeah.
But yet, for some reason, it's illegal.
Right. That's what somebody, like, I got into the debate. It was somebody that I followed in the 2020 election said something about, like, and I'm not trying to get political here or nothing, but this is just kind of like a point. But Jo Jorgensen, she was talking about decriminalizing drugs, and everybody's like, no, that's bad. I'm like, if you decriminalize it, what's it going to change? It's criminalized now, and people still do it, and they find their way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you decriminalize it, get some fucking, like, clinics, right? Because, like, I've had plenty of, like, former friends who were heroin addicts, and some passed, some are doing better now or whatever. But, like, I would rather have somebody go to that clinic and get shot up with some clean-ass shit than have them go out on the streets and get fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the way I feel, because they're going to do it regardless. You're not going to stop a drug addict by saying
that's illegal. I'm trying to think about this in my head, because it's like, is a person gonna quit being an addict if it's easily accessible? And I mean this in the notion, like, 'cause I used to do pain pills, and it was because I was given them to by somebody. Somebody would give me literally just bags at a time, and it's like I could just oh, my knee hurts, or my back hurts. I really need some today, yo. And they, okay, here you go. And I'd be good for the next couple days. And then I'd be right back, oh my God, da 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 da. But it was like,
Yeah.
I literally stopped myself one day because I saw how bad I was getting and how dumb I felt. And I like using my brain. And it was just like, you got to stop giving them to me. And I was able to do that. But is that the normal type of thinking for everybody who is out there to be able to do that? But like you said, it's out there. And if you are an addict, you can and will get it. There's nothing, age, there's nothing that stops you from being able to get it. Like, the dealer will know you aren't supposed to be doing it. You're going to die, and they'll still give it to you. They'll still sell it.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I've had friends knocked off. I've had friends knocked off with the dirty shit just for owning a little bit of money and shit. Like, really? Like, but if you had like a clinic that they could go to and be like, hey, if you need the heroin or whatever, take it here and chill here for a little bit type shit.
Well, yeah, because
and get it done.
I did
but
cold
that
turkey,
was with me with my.
You can't do cold turkey. You're not supposed to. My wife went cold turkey. You're not supposed to. A lot of people literally die. But
at that point, they could wean themselves off and not have to worry about, like when you get wrapped up in that shit. I had a buddy get knocked off of fentanyl because he owed some money. With that though, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, and try to get out the game, sure, you're going to be hated or whatever. They're still going to try to come at you, but you could wean off that way, and you're doing it in a healthier way than going back to this dude who might just knock you the fuck out. Like, you're just done. Like, I would rather have that happen to my friends who are going to do it regardless than.
Well, and then we all know, like, drugs are tied to cartels tied to prostitution. Not
like the pharmaceutical industry
flagged, but yeah, definitely like the pain pill industry, like that whole thing that was started, and now you got fentanyl coming in from China somehow. Which there's a lot of stuff we could go into with that I have some backstories that I put the lines together to. And how does nobody else know or see this? And how haven't we really done anything about China, considering the whole Uyghur situation with them killing off a certain race of people because of this or that? But then you add on top with the re-educational camps. It's just, I don't.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
The crazy thing is though, like going back to the corporate shit, like the reason I got in with that shit at one point in time, I had wisdom teeth taken out. You know what they did? They gave an 18-year-old kid fucking a whole fucking big old thing of oxycodone.
Oh, oxy? See, I got Vicodins.
I got the oxycodones and fucking it felt good. So like in time you keep, and then like now I'm hearing like they're trying to.
Like, you want to feel like that because it just feels good. Like, there's no other feeling like that euphoria of just feeling good for no reason. Like, nothing's happening. You're not doing anything. You just feel good. And that is awesome. I don't care what anybody says.
At the same time, it's making the big corporation money by doing that shit.
No doubt.
So it's like, hey, let's do something positive about it at least,
Well, the whole, I don't know. Like, I look at it like we've been a country for almost 300 years now, right? We're an infant comparatively to every other country out there in the world that's been established for thousands and thousands of years. We're still just like figuring this out. It's like a beta test,
Right.
At some point, don't we think it might be like, hey, let's analyze, restructure. They just realized or decided that it was important to update the structure with SSI, and it's been running on MDOS for 50 years. And they, we might want to update that because that's what a lot of people get their money from. And look at that, we just saved trillions of dollars by doing that. Holy shnikes.
Another big one that I experienced, like pretty much the last 8 years of my life, is the fucking what do they actually call that? Basically, the childcare system. Fucking, if you split up from your partner and how biased it is, and like all these fucking laws were made back in like 1970.
Oh yeah.
To where you know, the father could go and shine shoes for a living, come home, the mother could be a stay-at-home mom type shit. Why are we still going off that ideology when legit both parents have to work and you're just barely scraping by at this point?
Well, and I'm in Arizona where it's a right to mother state, bro. So I dealt with hell through courts for a year. I'm still dealing with BS all the time with her. But there is nothing short of her literally just holding a knife up to somebody and the person being in front of her saying that, okay, yeah, she murdered him, to get her away from my son. Like, there's so many things, avenues, just, oh my God, mentally, just for my kid.
Yeah.
And no, she needs to be in his life. And it's just like, so my kid's literally got to go bonkers, which at times, you know, I love him, and he's just, man, sometimes it's just, and it's all purely, I don't want to talk about too many, going through this too deep, but yeah, you know, and because it's a right to mother state, I need a $50,000 lawyer that I pay to get anything done if I want to, and even then, it might not happen.
Yeah, that's what I was told in like my stuff. Like, I'm not gonna go too deep because it's not sour grapes as bad as it used to be. Like, we used to fight and shit. But shout out to baby mama. But like I had questions in court. Like, I'm like, why does this seem fit? Well, it's a formula that we use, and da 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 da. Like, when my child support got fucking thrown out, like, well, thrown to me or whatever. Like, I'm like, why am I paying the same amount, which is pretty high? I'm not going to put a number out there, but why am I paying the same amount when I got the kid 50-50 in the summer? Like, what? Where's the, you know, fairness in that? When I'm literally asking other dads who see their kids, you know, every other weekend throughout the whole fucking year, and they're paying, you know what I'm saying, less. I'm like, bro, like, I'm an active fucking part. Like, what's going on? Why aren't we paying attention to this? You guys are talking like, well, this new generation's so bad. Well, put a fucking dad in their life, and more dads now are stepping up than ever before. So,
well, what's crazy is, like, I fought for my son when we first got divorced. She didn't want me in his life. I didn't know what to do. I was homeless. Went back to Cali. Got back on my feet. Came back.
Yeah.
Fought to be in his life. And it was just like, oh no, now I got to make up anything and everything in the world to make this person look like the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
It's just like, man.
And you never want to have to do that. Like, why should we have to fucking
just be in my kid's life?
Be spy kids. Yeah, you shouldn't have to be a spy kid towards the mom to know, like, hey, she's
back from Cali. Like, I should show you, like, literally, I'm serious. I want to be in his. No, now you got to jump through this hoop. But I had a dude, when I was first meeting, because throughout stuff, everything, my son ended up getting taken away because some bad stuff was happening over there. They put him in foster care. And I was talking to one of the agents, and this dude came up to me with his son. And it's just like, hey, bro, 4 years ago, I was in the same position as you, and I got him fully. Keep it up, do what you need to do, but don't ever give up on that kid. And that stuck with me. And there are times, man, I just, you know, like when you go pick him up and something's happened, and it's, nope, you don't get to see him. And it's like, that's the end of your world for the next couple of days. But you got to pick yourself back up. You got to go to work. You got to be able to smile. And the next time you see him, act like everything's perfectly fine. You know, because you don't want him.
One of my homies, he's a little bit younger than me, but he was telling me about it, how his dad was always pushed away and shit. And I think what people are forgetting, and even the lawmakers and shit are forgetting, this isn't the age of calling a home phone and saving an answer machine message. This is the age of texting. This is the age of messaging.
So
this
much
is the age. There's so much black and white that when that kid turns 18 and you're that dad that got pushed out, to be like, here, you know, I'm not going to tell you to hate nobody or anything like this. This is why I couldn't do this for you, type shit. And I think people forget that in the back of their minds. Like, I've been with moms who are like, oh, I'm gonna hit up my baby daddy for this, and if he don't do it, I'm thinking about taking him back. I'm like, what the fuck kind of mindset is that? That is trash.
That's what causes, I know from personal, like, a lot of my homies that just dipped out and don't want to be a part of the kid's life is because of the mom. You know, just the ridiculousness, whatever it is, jumping through hoops, the traumatic stories, every time I try to get some type of, hey, conversation, let's talk about something, it's the most extreme, and it's just a headache. And would it be easier for me to just go and get my life on track and then come back when my kid's older and I don't really got to deal with her? Most definitely.
Right.
And so a lot of dudes,
Yeah.
that's what they decide to do rather than end up losing their mind and brain because of this chick, because they just want to be in their kid's life. And this, she knows this.
Right.
She uses it. She tortures you with it. She plays it against you. And you're supposed to stay the same logical, sensible one. And if you don't,
No, that'll fuck you up.
man, dude.
Nah, that shit fucks your mind up big time. I know all about that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of those things I need to go back on. Like we focus on so much fucking dumb shit
Definitely.
here in America, but it's like that's our youth, bro. That's the next person that's going to step in that office that you're running, and you're literally gonna leave it that way just by not focusing on it, just because fuck it, we go by this formula.
Definitely. Well, it's good talk, bro. I really appreciate you coming through,
Brilliant.
doing this interview with me. Maybe
Hell
in the
yeah.
future,
It was a pleasure.
like I'm looking for co-hosts to be doing this all the time. I know that's probably a lot to put on someone's schedule, but at the same time, like PK, like I was telling you, the 3 host, 1 guest type thing every episode, I think that would be dope. I'm trying to put that together for you fans out there, chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Nobody really asked any questions. Some hater said some BS shit. I don't really give a fuck about that. So
Nah, that's my dude. That's my dude.
Okay.
He trolling.
Okay. Well, that's not cool, man.